People who bring light into our lives, who lift us up with their smiles, are often the ones carrying the heaviest burdens. For years, Kelly Ripa has been that radiant, cheerful face millions wake up to on TV. But when the cameras stopped rolling, she was fighting a battle that no amount of humor could win. It wasn't just her life that changed when she decided to share the truth, that she had been diagnosed with cancer. Her husband, Mark Consuelos, was shaken to his core. The man she's built a family, a career, and a future with was completely unprepared for what came next. And the way he responded stunned millions. What was it about this moment that made it so powerful? Why did Kelly's revelation shatter the perfect image and make us all confront love, fear, and mortality in such a raw way? Stay with me, because what unfolded next wasn't just heartbreaking, it was deeply inspiring in ways few expected. Kelly and Mark have long been more than just familiar faces. To viewers, they felt like friends. Kelly's quick wit, Mark's charm, and their playful on-screen chemistry made their relationship seem picture-perfect. The world saw the laughter, the vacations, the celebrations, but not the quiet nights, the anxious doctor visits, or the unspoken worries behind closed doors. Life has a way of humbling even the most admired people, and in this case, the gap between their public joy and private pain was immense. Still, not even Mark was ready for the day Kelly decided to go public with her battle. At first, it seemed like any other show. Kelly was seated beside her husband under the bright studio lights. The usual laughter filled the air, but some noticed something different in her that morning. Her smile, though radiant, seemed to carry an unseen weight. Then came the moment. Kelly's voice softened as she placed a hand on Mark's arm, looking first at him, then at the camera. The words that followed froze time. "I've been told I have cancer." The room fell silent. Mark didn't move. For a long beat, the entire studio stood still, the weight of her words pressing down like a heavy fog. The announcement itself was shocking, but Mark's reaction broke the illusion of perfect television. The man who was always so composed suddenly looked shattered. His eyes welled with tears. Trying to stay strong, he whispered, "I can't believe you said that. I wasn't ready to hear it like this." Across the world, viewers felt his pain. In that instant, Mark wasn't a TV host or actor. He was a husband, terrified of losing the woman he loves. And maybe that's why this scene hit so hard. Because we've all had that moment. The phone call, the test result, the sudden realization that everything could change. Kelly's confession echoed in homes everywhere, reminding people of their own battles, their loved ones, and the fragility of life. Because cancer isn't just a word. It's a thief. It steals peace, time, and certainty. And Mark's raw reaction wasn't weakness. It was love, laid bare. It gave permission to millions of others to feel what they too had buried, fear. But what Kelly said next transformed the moment from tragedy to triumph. Through her tears, her voice steadied. She told everyone that the cancer had been caught early, that she had already begun treatment, and that her mission wasn't just survival, but truly living. She turned to Mark, squeezed his hand, and said, "We'll get through this together." And in that instant, her courage became his. For more than 25 years, Kelly and Mark have faced fame, family, and the pressures of public life side by side. But this was a different kind of fight. Cancer doesn't care about success or wealth. It strips life down to its core: love, fear, and strength. And what we saw in Mark's tears wasn't despair. It was proof. Proof that their bond is built on something real, something unbreakable. When the show abruptly cut to commercial, the studio audience didn't cheer. Instead, they rose silently, giving a quiet standing ovation. Behind the scenes, the production team, people who had worked with Kelly for years, were in tears. The masks of showbiz slipped away, replaced by genuine emotion and solidarity. But the most powerful moment came later, off camera. In Kelly's dressing room, behind a closed door, Mark finally broke. He held his wife close, not as a co-host or a celebrity, but as the person who means everything to him. His earlier shock melted into fierce determination. "You're not going through this alone," he whispered. "Not for a second. We're in this together." And that's when their promise was made, away from the world, away from the spotlight. The response from viewers was overwhelming. The clip of Kelly's announcement and Mark's emotional reaction spread across the internet. It wasn't celebrity gossip. It became a global conversation about love, vulnerability, and how illness touches every family. For 2 days, the hashtag #WeStandWithKelly trended worldwide. News outlets that usually covered red carpets were now writing heartfelt stories about early detection and emotional resilience. Thousands of messages poured in, not from fans, but from real people. A retired teacher from Ohio shared how her husband held her hand through chemotherapy. A young dad from California posted a photo of his wife ringing the bell after finishing treatment. Their stories turned Kelly's private battle into something universal, a collective moment of empathy. Over the next few weeks, Kelly and Mark began adjusting to their new reality. Mark, who had always been her biggest supporter, became her fiercest protector. He put aside work commitments to be there, every appointment, every treatment, every moment. His shock had transformed into unwavering strength. Kelly, meanwhile, faced treatment with the same grace and determination that have defined her career. Her focus remained clear: to live, to inspire, and to remind others of what truly matters. So if this story touched you, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another story about the incredible people who inspire us most. Thank you for watching.